Okay, so thank you guys so much for joining me. I am Summer with my Simply Perfect Events and the Academy for Wedding and Event Planners. And if you guys have been around here, then you know a little bit about the Academy. But quickly, I created the Academy because one of the most common complaints that people would, that I've heard is that planners don't share information, right? They're like, planners don't share information. Like, I don't know what to do. There's a whole bunch of, what is it, like trial and error. Sorry, I lost my words. There's a whole bunch of trial and error, and that gets really expensive. I've been doing this for over 13 years, and trial and error gets expensive. That's what it is, right? So I'm so happy that you guys are here. And like I said, I'm going to hop right in. Okay, pricing your work. Pricing your work is probably the number 2 question. And the number 1 question is how to get clients. Actually, this is number 3. Number 1, how to get clients. Number 2, where to get clients. Number 3, pricing your work, right? So we're gonna hop right into pricing your work. And like I said, I'm gonna check for questions that you guys have as we go. So, okay. These are the questions that you need to ask yourself when it comes to pricing your work. How much do I want to get paid per hour? So that sounds like what? Like I want to get paid $10,000 per hour, right? So what happens a lot in the event industry is that, especially at the beginning when you don't know how to manage your time, you kind of end up working for free or for like not a lot. Okay. And a lot of times that has to do with not knowing how to price your work, right? And so, you know, I had a client once, and this is what really, really made me like buckle down and say, okay, I need to figure out how to price my work. I had a client once, and I get close to a lot of my clients, like they become friends, you know? And their package, I was doing a lot of things that weren't in their package. And it was easy and it was like simple stuff. But when I looked at it, I wrote down the hours, like I was keeping track of the hours, like in a note thing. And when I looked at it, I was getting paid $5 an hour. $5 an hour for this for this wedding. And it was a ton of work, and it was absolutely ridiculous. And I vowed that I was never going to do that again. Okay. So how much do I want to get paid per hour? Okay. How many hours is this wedding or event going to take me? I think at the beginning, it's kind of hard, you know, especially if you just don't know. Through experience, you know, you can get a better grip and a better handle on it. But a lot of these things also take research, okay? So what I want you guys to start doing is do a little bit of research, okay? So let's say you need to know, you want to put a package together for a full design, right? Full planning, full design, all that stuff. Well, you don't know how long that's going to take you because you've never done it before. This is where I like to call like stealth mode, like fake bride, fake groom, fake client, fake whatever, right? So this is when you call, hi, I'm a planner. I have a client who is getting married, who is having a birthday party, who is blah, blah, blah on this date, okay? I wanted to see if I can get information for whatever. As you start going through, this is like, just like any other, career, any other thing that you want to be really good at, you have to practice, right? You have to practice, you have to put yourself out there, you have to study, okay? So go through the motions as if you really do have a client, okay? And I want you to keep track of your hours so that you know, okay, the first time I put together a mock wedding, a mock event, it took me about 25 hours. Okay. I know you're thinking, God, 25 hours? Like, who has 25 hours? You have 25 hours if this is what you want to do. Okay. Because you get to know, you start to learn the industry, you start to learn your area, and then you start to understand how long it takes me to get these things done. Also, you need to factor in not only how long it takes you, but how long the vendors take to get back to you. Right now I am in room block nightmare. Like scheduling a room block for my clients in June, it's just ridiculous. The people are taking forever to get back to me, and this has added on time to the work that I'm doing for my client. Okay, so what you need to do is, you, like I said, you have to practice. Okay, so you can say, it took me 5 hours to do this. Okay, great. So that took you 5 hours. Now we have to look at, how long do you think these meetings are going to go? This is something you learn in the academy too, but like, how long is a cake tasting going to last? How long is a food catering tasting going to last? If you're going to be going with your clients on those things, how long does that stuff last, right? How long are those things going to take? What are other people charging in my area? Okay, so in Atlanta, prices vary, but as I've been speaking to other students around the country, there are certain places like St. Louis. They don't charge as much as St. Louis as they do in Atlanta. There are certain parts of California that charge less than Atlanta, or there are certain parts in California that charge way more. It depends on your area. This goes down to research. Okay. Something, again, you guys, you have to work for. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if you guys have been following me, but I work out. I'm not always consistent, whatever, but I'm here. I'm in this. And something I always have to tell myself is like, I have to practice. I have to do research so that I know what moves work for me, what food works, what this, what that, right? And so it's the same thing when it comes to your career. It's the same thing when it comes to these things, right? So, it's like, what are other people charging in my area? It's time to do some research. And again, other planners may not love that I say this, but we've all done this. It's the fake bride, it's the fake client, it's the whatever, right? Some people have their information online. I don't personally put my information online because a lot of my packages are custom, right? Let's see. Okay, are my prices competitive? A lot of you guys are giving your work away for free. Okay, so I understand, wanting to, you're like, I'm going to get these clients, but again, don't be out there, let me calm myself down. I get really excited when I talk about this stuff, and then I'm like, are my prices competitive? I think that goes both ways, right? So it's like, well, I've been working hard and I want to get paid $75 an hour and blah, blah, blah. If you are the only person in your area, let's say for your day of coordination, let's say you're charging $2,000 for your day of coordination. What does your day of coordination look like, right? So what services am I offering? That's something right here, we're talking about, and am I underselling myself? What services am I offering? Okay. What should this cost, right? What am I pricing this as? Is this $10 an hour? Am I going to itemize everything? Have I done research and then decided and figured out this is how much it costs me? These are the hours that it takes for me to put together a day of coordination wedding, which really your day of coordination should never start on the day. My day of coordination starts 6 weeks before, but I am still involved. Like as soon as my clients book a vendor who I've 99.9% of the time recommended, I have already introduced myself to them. Okay. Let me see. Am I underselling myself? Believe me, I understand the desire to be like, listen, I'm going to get all the business, that, the people who can't afford this insanely expensive planner, I'm going to get all that business, like a lower scale, whatever, right? Do not undersell yourself though, because you'll be miserable, because underselling yourself means a ton more work. And again, you're not getting paid for what you're doing, right? And then again, what services am I offering? If you're charging $2,000 and you're showing up on that day, let's say you're charging $2,000, you're showing up 2 weeks before the wedding, you've been doing this for a year, and you've done 3 weddings. That is something you'll have to figure out with yourself. Are you going to get booked at that price? Do you have enough experience, right? So these are all questions. I think that people get very lost, of course, when it comes to pricing your work. So much of this is about research, okay? Let me see. I want to check real quick. Oops. Okay, let me see. All right, any questions? Nope. All right, so if you guys have any questions, obviously come to the chat here. All right, so I'm gonna go back to this. Okay, so we're gonna go back to pricing your work. All right, so the next one. Okay. And then again, things to consider, right? How long have you been in the business? Is this your first event? How many events have you produced? You know, how many events do you need to produce in order to continue living your dream as a wedding and event planner? So these are all things that are incredibly important to consider. These are things that we need to think about, right? So again, is this your first event? Is this something that you are, you know, are you kind of using this as practice, right? Even if you're saying, I'm going to do this for a friend, right? I'm going to do this for a friend. I'm going to do this for a family member so that I can get exposure, so that I can get some, you know, experience, any of those things. Have them pay for your gas, okay? Don't work for free, even if, I know I've talked about this before, like a lot of times you have to volunteer to do some stuff. Volunteer, have them pay for your gas. Right? Have them pay for your hotel for the night, whatever it is. But there is always something, in my opinion, about getting paid for the work that you're doing. Okay. Excuse me. So, okay. Now I'm going to pull up, sorry. I am going to pull up where to find clients. All right, I'm going to do this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I want to talk about where to find clients. This is just one of those things that people ask all the time, of course. You know, how do I find clients? Where do I find clients? All that good stuff. So let's see, we are going to, okay. So where to find clients and where to stop looking. Okay, so this is actually something that I really, let me see, sorry, let me do this. So I know that we get really frustrated sometimes when it comes to, sorry, I know that we get frustrated sometimes when it comes to, you know, wanting to be hired by our friends and wanting to be hired by our family. I think the quick and dirty is, of course, you want your friends and family to support you. I don't think that there is anything wrong with that. And I've had friends, of course, I've done plenty of events for friends, plenty of events for family. That's nothing new, you know, but something you're going to have to learn in this industry is, how to start selling yourself outside of your friends and outside of your family, because, you know, sometimes there's some baggage there, right? I think every entrepreneur talks about this where, you know, they're saying, you know, like, well, you know, why are my friends not hyping me up? Or why are my friends not hiring me? Or why is my family not hiring me? You know, or whatever it is. This is something you're going to have to get over and get over pretty quickly. Sorry, I'm playing with my hair so much. But this is something you're going to have to get over pretty quickly, okay? Because eventually they'll all be coming to you, right? And sometimes the first people who want to work with you are your friends and family. Maybe they're not paying you, right? But once you start saying, okay, I need to get paid, this is how much it is, you know, we want to start thinking of how to get the people who are not in our immediate friends and family. Again, because sometimes there'll be some heartache there, right? Sometimes you'll be a little offended and your feelings will be hurt, you know, because your friends and family aren't hiring you. So let's just go ahead and address that now, and go ahead and have it be a pleasant surprise when your friends and family hire you to do their events, okay? So I know that you guys are going to think that I'm ridiculous for this, but if you are a church going, synagogue going, mosque, temple, wherever you go to worship, okay, there are so many people there. I'm sure that they're excited to see you working. My very first clients, they were friends of mine who we were in the same religious group. And I mean, yeah, they were friends, but they were still in my same religious group. And I can't tell you how many people, you know, because we're in the space that is intimate, right? So when you're at church, it's an intimate space. Intimate doesn't mean small, of course, but you know, you're praying and you're discussing things and blah, blah, blah. And so there is a level of trust there, you know, that might make people say, you know what, I don't know if I've seen any of her work, but I've heard that she wants to plan weddings, you know, and she's been around for years and she was in the youth ministry and whatever, right? So it's a character, it's a vouch on your character, right? Because people have to be able to trust you. They have to trust you with their money, right? That's what it is. There is this huge important day that, you know, they have to trust you with, okay? And so you're saying, I haven't been doing this a long time, blah, 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 blah. Well, they may not have seen your work, but they've seen your character, okay? And that's huge, and that goes very far. Okay, advertising. Something I talk about often is we don't pay to play, which means if you are asked, okay, this is like my famous story that I'm always like, don't do what I did, guys. I was you know, like you go to these networking events all the time and, you know, you meet this editor and that editor and this magazine person and that magazine person and whatever, right? And I was building a business relationship with this editor of a magazine. And, you know, I really wanted my work published in the magazine. And so what I did was, I knew that they needed sales, obviously, you know, they needed like people to take out ads and blah, blah, blah. So I took out this ad and it was $1,000, and $1,000 is a lot of money. $100 is a lot of money, guys. Okay. So shoot, 10's a lot of money, but I took out an ad. It was $1,000, and it was, I think it was all of my budget at the time. This was years ago. And it was like all of the budget that I had. And, you know, it was one of those, like, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Like, you know, I was like, okay, just kind of puts whatever. That was paying to play. Okay. So I paid $1,000, and, you know, guess how much business I booked from it? None. I booked zero business. I didn't get one phone call. I didn't get one email. I didn't get a tweet. I got nothing. Also, this magazine is out for 6 months at a time, okay? Not only is it out for 6 months at a time, this magazine is everywhere in Atlanta, okay? Everywhere. It's like one of those magazines where everybody, you know, like it gets dropped off at the mall, and then it's free for you know, but it's a really beautifully curated magazine. But I didn't get one call, and it was $1,000. And I was like, great. So there goes my money. You know what I mean? Like, there goes my advertising. And I had no idea, because I had no idea how people were getting in magazines. And I just was like, I guess this is part of it. Well, you know, I want to be in people's magazines and on their blogs and their publications because of the work that I've done. Okay. And so I'm not going to pay to play. I'm not going to pay to be to put my work in your magazine, because if you don't have content, you don't have a magazine. If I'm providing the content, I don't want to have to pay to provide the content. Okay. And so I know you're thinking, okay, well, Summer, this doesn't make any sense. You know, what if, you know, I don't have any work yet. So what am I supposed to do? I don't have any work. Like I have to pay to play. Nope. You don't have to pay to play. You find some other outlets to advertise in, right? Like you find other places to get business, but we're not going to pay to play to get clients. Because again, it's not a guarantee. And even, you know, posting your work for free isn't a guarantee, but I would rather, you know, post my work and have that be the thing that I'm really, really hoping, works and gets me business, and keep that $1,000 in my pocket for other marketing or for my education, right? Okay, social media, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter. These are places to find clients. Now, I am not a fan of Twitter only because I'm lazy. That's the truth. I'm just lazy. Like, I'm so overwhelmed with so many other, like with my Instagram and my Facebook and now my Pinterest. I'm going to dive into Pinterest in a second because it's so dope. But Twitter is great. I'm sorry. Twitter is great. Like I said, I'm lazy and I'm not so much of a fan of it, only because I'm like, oh, I gotta update this and update that. But what I will say is this: when you are posting to Twitter, there is nothing worse than scrolling through and it's like, here's a link to someone's Instagram and then a link to someone's Facebook. It's like, I don't want to see the same content on your Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Like, I don't want to see the same content every single time. But, you know, I understand content is hard to come by, especially at the beginning. So when someone is scrolling through Twitter and, you know, Instagram, we don't really have the choice. Let me explain. Twitter is mainly words, right? It's just words. You're scrolling through. If you post an actual picture instead of like the link to the picture on Instagram or the picture on Facebook, that's going to get people to stop. So that's going to get people to stop and say, you know, what's this, right? They're going to stop and say, oh, this is a beautiful picture, because 9 times out of 10, they're probably not clicking on the link, because they're looking at everything else. You need something that's going to stop them in their tracks. You know, again, when it comes to Twitter, you got to learn the hashtags. Since we do have more characters now on Twitter, also, let me stop myself. If you do not have these things for your business, when this ends, I need you to go and reserve your names. If you do not have a name for your business, once this ends, I need you to think of one pretty quickly. Actually, you can DM me. I'm going to be looking at my DMs. You can DM, my phone's right there. I'm going to be looking at my DMs, and I want you guys to DM me if you're like, what do you think about this name? What do you think about that name? And I'll say, love it, hate it, whatever, okay? But I want you guys to get your names down, and you don't have to have content yet. I want you to go reserve your name on Twitter, reserve your name on Facebook, reserve your name on Instagram and Pinterest. These are all free, okay? And if you're feeling like you're in a rut, or you're feeling a little lost, you're feeling like you're not exactly sure, you know, where to start, where to go, I believe in forward movement, okay? And a lot of times, even the smallest thing, like, that's as small, you know, it seems small to go and reserve your name on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, but it's actually huge. It's a step forward. And that's what we always want to look at. We want to look at forward movement. Okay. So I'm going to hop into Pinterest real quick. I have always been against Pinterest. I think it's messy. I think it's a place where people go to dream. You know, our clients go there and then they come back and they're like, I want this. You guys have all seen like the Pinterest fails, you know, where they're like, this is what I saw on Pinterest and this is what it came out to look like. You know, like, we've all seen that. Okay. when you are a wedding and event planner, a huge part of your job is to manage expectations. Okay, so we are managing people's expectations constantly. And what happens is when you go on Pinterest, and again, I think that that's where people go to dream. Okay, they go on there and they're like, and they also don't know that as wedding planners, we can't just make anything happen. We can make a lot happen. We can make anything happen if you have the anything happen budget, right? So if you have the anything budget, yeah, we can make anything happen. And so I used to really, I used to be really frustrated with Pinterest from the planner point of view, the planner client. I want to say planter really bad, but from the planner client point of view, I was always frustrated with Pinterest. And then I started doing a little bit more research on Pinterest a couple months ago. It's amazing. From a business standpoint, you guys, like, I think that we need to be on Pinterest more than we need to be on Instagram. You're just gonna have to forgive my hair flips. I can't help it. Like, we should be on Pinterest more. The search optimization on Pinterest is amazing. Did you know? Okay, I said this to somebody and they were like, oh, of course I knew. And I was like, whatever. Like, I didn't really believe they knew this, but you know how normally when you save your pictures, it'll be, you know, 75, you know, it'll be reception 75238, you know, .jpg. You know that if you name the photo that you upload, when I'm the actual file, name the file, not what you're going to name it on your Pinterest board. If you name the file Purple Bouquet 1 or whatever it is, you know that it'll come up as people's searches. Now, if you guys already knew this, and if this is like obvious and everyone in the world knows this, then just scroll on. But I didn't know this. And I already think that Pinterest is really amazing when it comes to, you know, searchable items, but that blew my mind. Okay. Again, this is, you know, when you're saying, well, Summer, I don't have any content yet. What am I supposed to do? Until you have a bunch of content, until you have a ton of content, you can curate these really beautiful boards, and it's other people's work. And what you're doing is you're showcasing the fact that you know how to put work together, right? I know how to design a bomb purple wedding. I know how to design a bomb holiday inspired event, right? And it's other people's content that you're using, and they get the credit. But you also get attention to your boards. You get attention to your page. It's incredible, okay? So I don't want you guys to overlook Pinterest. Also, when you are starting your business, they do have a business hub, and you should create your business page again. All this stuff is free, you guys. Like, all of these things are free, okay? When you go there, I understand the recipes and the home ideas and the this and that. Make those boards private for yourself. So for my Simply Perfect events, I did a sweep when I was like, oh, Summer, you got to get on your Pinterest. I did a sweep through and I deleted every single photo that wasn't my own. That wasn't my work, okay? And I had boards, you know, of course, it was like fashion or shoes or whatever. And it was old too, because I wasn't really on Pinterest like that. I deleted it all. So now when you come to my Pinterest board, it is all of my own work. And if, you know, if by chance I decide that I am dying, you know, to pin some stuff, you know, some food recipes, I'm going to make that page private. Okay, because when you want people to come to your pages, you want people to come to anything that represents you, and you want it to represent you. Okay, and if you already have content, you don't have to have as much content as this planner or that planner, but if you already have content, you better squeeze the life out of the content that you have. Okay, there aren't any rules. I mean, this one picture right here, you guys, this one picture. Okay, I can make a board. This is a Persian wedding, okay? I can make a board and put the photo in Persian weddings, Persian ceremony, wedding ceremony, bride, bridal makeup, bridal fashion, wedding traditions. What, you guys, that's like 7, 8 boards right there from one photo. And obviously you're like, why would I want to spread it out? Why not? Like, why not? Spread it out, guys. So quickly, Instagram, I think we all know Instagram. Use your hashtags. It's changed a little bit, but listen, use your hashtags. This stuff is free. Of course, it is very time consuming. It's incredibly time consuming, but it's also free. If you want to have this career, like nothing is just handed to you. Like I said, you know, I'm talking about working out, and I've been posting more on that page about like, you know, working out, because I want to also be in better shape for weddings. I mean, I used to have a step counter, and every once in a while I would turn on during a wedding. It was like an athletic step counter, so it didn't really look so cute. So I only brought it with me every once in a while. There were days that I walked miles during a wedding event, you know, and it's like, you got to be in shape for that stuff. But when I'm out there and I'm like miserable, exhausted, you know, like doing these workouts, you know, I always have to remember, like, girl, you got yourself here, and there are all these things that you need to do to get yourself here, right? Your back hurts, you know, your dress doesn't fit, whatever it is. Well, these are the steps you have to take. Just because I have the desire to lose weight, I'm not going to wake up and have lost the weight. I have to put in the work. Okay. And so just because you have the desire to be a wedding and event planner, you know, you gotta put in the work, but I'm showing you what to do to put in the work. Okay. That's the exciting part about this. And then again, with Facebook, it's the same. Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, not Pinterest, but Twitter. Don't just put a link. Okay. Take the extra 5 seconds. There are so many services right now that will post for you. Again, I don't know what your budget is when it comes to marketing and branding and all those things, but if you find that you're too busy to do those things, hire somebody to do it. But again, if you're not there financially, which most of us are, especially when you first start, you got to get on it. Okay. All right. Let me see. I hope that all right, so I'm going to pull up, sorry. Okay, I want to talk about advertising as well. Oops, hold on, sorry. I am not sharing my screen anymore. Okay, okay, there we go. I am going to do this. All right, so we're going to talk about advertising, what works and what doesn't work. I think all of you guys have seen this photo of me. I don't know how I haven't already framed it and like put it on my wall, and in my bathroom and in my kitchen. No, but I remember it was like months after this wedding too, and I finally had a chance to sit down and like look at the photos. This is like years and years and years old. And I was scrolling through and I was like, what is this? And this is, I mean, this is how it feels to be a wedding planner though. I feel like we're like action heroes, you know, like we just walked through the burning and exploding building. But okay, advertising, what works and what doesn't work. All right, here we go. Oops. All right, so you want to remember that you're selling a dream, okay? You're selling a dream. So let me see. Sorry, I just want to make sure you guys can see. You want to sell you want to remember that you're selling a dream. So when you're looking at this photo, you know, I mean, I love these clients so much, and their wedding was super, super small. It was about 2 years ago. It was really, really small, really intimate, really beautiful. The couple was so in love, and their photos were just sick, right? And so with a photo like this, you know, it's happiness, right? Like happiness and love, and they're beautiful, and, you know, it's romantic and blah, blah, blah. So when you're choosing photos and when you're talking about advertising, or when you're advertising your business, remember that you want to use photos that make people, that let people know that you understand their dream without talking to them. Okay. So most wedding clients, their dream is to be happy on their day, right? To be in love, to have the wind in their hair. I know this sounds very like, what, Summer? But I've been doing this a very long time, and this is such a stunning photo. But again, whenever you are putting together advertising material, when I say advertising material, I'm talking about Instagram, I'm talking about Pinterest, Facebook, all that stuff. Remember that you're selling a dream, okay? All right. This is one of my biggest pet peeves. Hold on, let me do this real quick. One of my biggest pet peeves is, congrats to all the couples who just got engaged, give us a call. No one's gonna call you for that, okay? Like, no one is calling you with that, with this ad. It literally it doesn't pull you in. There is nothing that is exciting about this. And also, like, right now, you guys, it's engagement season, okay? It's engagement season. Everyone is getting engaged right now. It's like, it starts at Thanksgiving and then it just goes and goes and goes and goes, obviously, and people, whenever people ask, they're like, when does it end? I mean, it definitely starts around Thanksgiving. It's like the week of Thanksgiving because everyone's with their families and, they're traveling home and they're like, this is when I'm going to do it. Right. And then also, of course, in December, it's the holidays. Everyone's happy and they're in love and, all these things. And also they get their holiday bonuses. Okay. So it's engagement season. And so I see this all the time and it drives me insane. Okay. Congrats to all the couples who just got engaged. Give us a call. It's like, what? Hey, if you need a wedding planner, give us a call. Like, literally, there is nothing exciting about that. I'm not going to call you. There's nothing that's going to drag you in, right? So I have a post where I say, Zola, like the Zola wedding planning app, Zola does not take the place of a wedding planner. And it's controversial, right? So it's like, people are like, dang, but it does make people come to me and say, hey, okay, well, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking about Zola. Why does Zola not take the place of a wedding planner? And I'm like, because, and I give them 3 examples and they're like, oh, dang. Okay, so let me get your information. Okay. I have videos on YouTube. You guys, how did I make my YouTube videos? My phone, okay? I just got a ring light. I was using my sister's before. I don't know how I feel about it, but you literally need none of these things, okay? So I made some YouTube videos. Maybe you guys have seen them, and maybe you haven't, but I made some YouTube videos, where I'm like, your friends and family are ruining your wedding, and this is why. That is so much more impactful than congrats to all the couples who just got engaged. Now, I know you're going like, God, like, it sounds like you're taking such a negative approach to advertising to engaged couples. No. Well, yeah, sure. That's okay. Sure. I think the way that I approach when it comes to advertising things like this, it's a little edgier, but if you want to go with a softer approach, which again, I mean, I do the soft approach as well, great, you're engaged. Congratulations on your engagement. What now? Okay. You have a caption where you can put all of the things. So you want to address what they're going to be struggling with. Okay. If you're putting out posts for people to hire you because they just got engaged, you better know what they're going to be struggling with. And if you're not, you got to join the academy. But anyway, what are some of the issues, right? What are some of the things? I don't know where to start. I don't know how much my budget is. Who am I that whatever. You have to be able to guide your couples. And so one of the ways that you guide your couples is you start before they've even booked you. You start in your Instagram caption, okay? So you start with things that are going to grab their attention, right? And say, "Oh my God, that's me." Okay? You know, just got engaged, don't want to throw my money away. You know, if you think it's, oh my God, if you think it's expensive to hire, a professional, think about how expensive it is to hire an amateur, like whatever, that's, there is a saying like that. But my point is that you have to get more creative. Like I said, this congrats to all the couples who just got engaged, give us a call. It's not doing anything, right? I'm a little passionate about that. Sorry. The perfect social media caption. Okay. So the perfect social media caption, in my opinion, and what has been working for me for years, it's it's an attention grabbing opening. Okay. You want to avoid things like, "I want to be vulnerable with you." There are so many like social media influencers right now who clearly, it's like so obvious that someone has said to them, people want vulnerability right now, right? People want vulnerability. I mean, okay, great. If you say something like I've unfollowed so many people who are like, "I want to be vulnerable with you." It's like, what? Okay, talk. Like, don't say things like that. "Hey guys, I want to be honest with you." Like, we're not doing any of that. Okay. What are you offering? Are you offering them? And I don't mean, I'm going to offer to, book your hotel rooms, and I'm going to offer, what are you offering? Are you offering them peace of mind? Are you offering them, one myth, sorry, is that you have to be so freaked out and busy and stressed out during your entire engagement. And I have had clients who are like, "I haven't been stressed out at all. And now my friends are starting to make me wonder, like, have I missed something? Am I missing something?" Because I feel so like chill. And I'm like, don't let them get in your head. You're chill because you have me, right? You're chill because you have a wedding planner. So you want to squash that myth, right? So what are you offering to them? Again, are you offering them peace of mind? Are you offering expertise? Are you offering your personality? If you're offering your personality, how are you going to get your personality across in your caption? Okay, that might seem a little vague, but if you know that you have this outgoing, great, amazing personality, and you've heard it your whole life, I'm like talking to myself, oftentimes people want, it's like, who do you want to work with for the next year and a half? Intimately, right? I'm in your pockets. I'm in your family issues. I'm in all this stuff, right? What are you offering? You're offering your expertise, but you're also offering, you're offering someone that you can talk to, right? You're not, you're not offering this, this robot. You're offering, this is what I'm bringing to you. This is how you work your social media caption. This is how you perfect your social media caption, right, guys? What is the message that you're trying to convey? Again, when you say, hold on. Again, so when you say, congrats to all the couples who just got engaged to give us a call, you're going, well, that's what I want. Like, I want, that's my message, Summer. I want to book the engaged couples. Everyone is saying that. So how are you going to say it differently, right? How are you going to say it in a way that grabs their attention and that makes them say, "I want to give you my thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars." Okay. Let me see. And what is your photo saying about your company? Okay. That's something else too. So I want to go back to this photo. So let me see. Actually, I want to go back to, okay. Sorry, I get a little excited. Okay. And also, if anybody has any questions, hi Wendy. If anybody has any questions, you can go ahead and ask me. Like I said, I also, for you guys who are DMing me right now, I don't know why you're DMing me and not on the, the chat. But one of the questions that I asked, actually, which I want to, which I want to, one of the things, a couple things I want to share with you guys, so I asked, like, what is something that you are proud of, that has happened this year? Proud that I decided to invest in myself and build my business. You guys, to me, there is nothing more exciting and satisfying, than really building your brand, taking care of yourself, right? You're saying, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to build my brand. Also, again, when we talk about self-care, you guys, when we talk about self-care, it's kind of funny to me because, self-care isn't all about, beautiful candles and self-care isn't always about candles and, sorry, I'm pulling up something. Oh, hold on. Okay, here we go. I want to talk a little bit about, okay. Okay, hold on, sorry. I am trying to bring this up. Here we go. Okay, sorry. I'm like, all of a sudden having technical difficulties. I lost my, self-care is more than just, candles and massages and things like that. I recently did like a major self-care haul that was like a physical thing, and it felt great. I had the flu and I was like incredibly sick, and then I was like really weak afterward. Like it was really kind of crazy. And so I was like vitamin drips. I went and got like B12 shots. Like I just went and did all these things that I knew that I needed physically. But I promise you, there is nothing more exciting to me than doing things for my business, because it's building my brand, building my business. I mean, I love doing it. Because also, again, that is self-care to me. Like I don't want to have to go back to working in an office. It's not fun for me. It's just not who I am, right? Let me see. So, okay, so sorry, I'm just looking at some of the questions. Graduating from the academy. Yeah, I love that. Investing in myself and my business. Graduating from the academy. Let's see. Taking the leap. Sorry, I'm looking through the answers. Taking the leap to join the academy. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so another thing I want to do real quick, I want to talk a little bit about the importance of experience, and then. So we've kind of talked about this before, right? So volunteer to help plan some events, to get your feet wet, and to get photos. You guys, I talk about content so often, right? But, again, there are places where you can create content, you can get content from other places. But if you want to start, maybe you haven't done any weddings yet, you haven't done any events yet, and you're worried that people aren't going to, you don't have any experience, you don't have anything to show. Again, volunteer to help plan some of these events, get your feet wet, get the photos. Again, do it for free, have them pay for your hotel overnight, have them pay for your gas, like charge them something, even if it's just $150, okay? Still charge them something, because there is something to be said about getting paid for work, even if you're just volunteering. And again, this is something we'll talk about more. Okay, so original content is key, okay? What are you gonna put in your gallery on your website if you've never planned an event before? And so this is something we also, you know, have to take into account, something we also have to think about. You don't have to do everything for free, but you will need experience for reviews, and it's okay to do some work for free. You know, don't be so important that, you know, you can't grab somebody's baby, you know, who, this was a flower girl, you know, and she was kind of wandering, and, you know, don't be afraid to pick up somebody's child and bring them to them. You know, you've got to fluff the gowns. You have to learn how to fluff the gowns without being in every photo, right? You know, how to pin boutonnieres. You have to know how to do all those things. How am I going to know how to pin a boutonniere if I've never done it before? Go to a floral shop. 9 times out of 10, they'll teach you how to do it. If you're like, listen, I'm a wedding and event planner, I just started, I'm kind of nervous, I need to know how to do this, can you help me? They'll 9 times out of 10, they'll teach you how to do it. These are in here because of like the sparklers. You have to know how to get sparklers ready. I know that sounds really simple because you're like, sparklers? You know, like sparklers, it seems like such a simple thing. You know, you have to figure out the timing. Like, these are all things that you'll learn through time, right? These are things that we talk about in the Academy, obviously. I want to bring up a couple things about the Academy, actually. Okay, I am going to hop right into, let me see. Okay, I'm going to hop right into our beginners course. Okay, sorry, let me go ahead and bring this up. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to talk about the beginners course a little bit. Here we go. Oops, sorry. Okay, this is what is included in the beginners course, and I know that you guys have received emails from me. All of these prices are going up on the 1st. Actually, well, 11:59 on New Year's Eve. Okay, all the prices are going up. It's 2020. It's time to level up. Okay, and I know that all the, you know, everyone's about to like bombard you with all of like the New Year's sayings and all that stuff, but it's true. Like, I really, really believe in those things, right? 2020. Everyone's like 2020 vision. It's time to perfect your vision. It's time. I believe in all of those things. I personally really love the New Year. I also really believe in, you know, hyping yourself up, like for, you know, like, what did you do this past year that you're proud of? That's why I asked you guys, you know, on Instagram, like, what did you do this last year that you're proud of? Oh, okay, wait, hold on. I have a couple more responses to that, which is so funny. You guys are hilarious. Oh, okay. Okay, just signed up for the Academy, decided to take the leap. Okay, welcome. Good job. Okay, so that's from Sarah. Okay, Sarah, I am going to message you in just a second. Okay, so the beginner's course, this is what you're gonna get. It is originally $747. Right now it is $497, like I said. We are going to be leveling up, which means the prices are going up. There have been a ridiculous amount of opportunities. But here we go. This is the beginner's course and what you're going to get. It's how to book your couple. Okay, so oftentimes event planners only get one shot to book the client. Event planning is so much more than being organized. In this course, you'll learn exactly what clients are looking for and the tools to book them every single time. Okay, so we have like one of the guides that you get. Like, so in the Academy, you get printed guides, as well as all of the videos are taught live by, sorry, let me not say live. They're taught via video, okay? So they're video-based modules, and we have downloadable slides. So you have all of the slides, and they're all, like, those are the notes that you can use as well, and you can take your notes as I'm going through. My teaching style is, I feel like this. Why do I have all of this experience and not share it. Clearly you can tell I'm not like a robot. Okay. So what I do is this. I go through and I teach, I'm teaching the course, but I also give you examples from things that I've had to go through in the industry, things that I've experienced with clients and all that stuff. So that, you know, when you're sitting there and you are trying to book a client, right? And you're listening to, you're remembering a story that I told you about how I booked a client, which this is all through the course. You know, you'll be able to kind of pull on that and say, well, you know, did you know, blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, you can try one of the methods or techniques that I've given. A lot of my students have said that this works for them. And that's actually like my favorite thing when people tell me, you know, because this is just who I am. Like I'm excited about this. I love talking about this clearly. But also I think the background story is also important. Right? So I think it's like, how did we get here? What are the things that I did? Because again, I can give you a ton of notes, but it's like, what is the experience teaching you? What is Summer's experience teaching you? Okay. So when I'm telling you, this is my experience with A, B, C, or D, I want for you to be able to pull from that. Or when it's happening to you and you're recognizing going, oh, okay, I see why they're saying this or saying that or whatever. I hope this is making sense. I'm pretty sure it is. Okay. Online presence. And also, again, these are all of the courses that you get in this particular, in the beginner's course. So these are all the modules. These are all the classes. So online presence, this is the quick and dirty to online presence. Nowadays, any business must have an online presence. In this course, you'll learn the basics to the main online platforms and how to professionally represent your company. This comes with downloadable slides, video-based module. We're going to talk about the importance of experience. Okay, 0 to experience real quick. So the experience, the video that we just went through there, I have added onto it, of course, for the beginner's course. So let's do this. 0 to experience real quick. Gaining experience is one of the biggest obstacles that new event planners play. Sorry, wow, I cannot talk right now. Right, so the importance of experience. In this course, you'll learn how to go from looking like an amateur to a professional. That is a very hard transition to make. It's an extremely hard transition to make. But in the academy, I teach you and guide you along the way. So we talk about your brand. Your brand is the face of your business, okay? And you better come correct, right, guys? So when I first started, all the mistakes with my branding, like I made them all, and they were quite costly, okay? It was ridiculous how expensive everything was. I had to get a new site. I was so trendy. It was a lot. Anyway, but I talk about all that stuff in your brand. Okay. So I have extended this again. So I have extended this, only until the end of the year, which is a couple days away. Okay. Quickly, I want to go over, we're going to go over the intermediate course now. So this is originally $14.97, okay? It is on sale right now until for $747. Let me see, for $747 until $11.59 on the 31st. Okay, what you'll get, everything you need to know about contracts. A solid contract is the cornerstone of a successful business. You'll learn how to protect your business with an airtight contract. You'll receive an attorney-drafted sample contract along with pricing assistance for your growing business, okay? This, again, video-based modules, downloadable slides. You'll get a sample contract. You guys, this is huge. Like, do not do business without a contract. How-to guides, we have sample pricing, sample packages, all these things. Vendors and vendor relationship. In vendor relationships, the most important aspect of any business is the relationship, right? In the event industry, vendors make planners' jobs easier. You'll learn how to build a solid team of like-minded vendors and venues to represent your brand and guarantee consistent business. If you look through some of my work, you'll be like, wow, Summer is at this venue a lot. She's at this hotel a lot. She's at this place a lot. Because I've built relationships with them. And so when brides or when couples, when grooms are going through and saying, you know, I want to get married at the Biltmore. And then they're like, wow, this person has been at the Biltmore a lot. Well, it's because of my relationship with the people at the Biltmore, right? It's because of my relationship. It's because of every time that I've done work there, I've done an amazing job. And now the Biltmore is something that represents my brand. Okay. Etc. is one of my favorite courses. You don't know what you don't know. So it's like from the bar package guide to the final walkthrough checklist. This course is chock full of insider information that will take you from an amateur to an expert. You guys, this is one of my favorite courses. Again, like I said, you don't know what you don't know. The final walkthrough checklist, I explained to you what that is, the importance of it. The bar package explanation. If you know what a bar package is and how to explain it to your clients, it's like, that's the stuff right there. Amateur to expert, okay? Those are those little things that it seems little, but they're like, they would be lost, right? You can save your client thousands of dollars if you know how to explain these things and you know what these things mean. Obviously, not obviously, but as well, you are going to receive everything that is in the beginner's course, okay? And then we have the lifetime membership that I'm just going to go through quickly. Lifetime membership, it is $24.97 from now until 11/59 on December 31st. It is $12.47. When I say lifetime membership, you guys, it is literally everything, okay? It is every update that I put. Like, there are tons of updates that are always coming. Every single update, it goes into this course and you get it with, you just pay one time, right? Yes, we do have payment plans. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but in the lifetime, the lifetime membership, currently right now we have the anatomy of a timeline. We talk about the timeline, which is the guide for the day. Okay. It's, you're lost for the day if you don't have your timeline. We talk about how to build a wedding, right? Every event is a production. Beautiful flowers, gorgeous pictures are only part of it. In this course, you'll learn how and where to get, where each piece of the puzzle, where each piece of the puzzle needs to be placed in order to execute the perfect event. How to get published, advertising. Currently, again, every single thing that is in all of the other courses as well. You get all of the downloads, you get all of the slides, you get all of the video modules, all of it. And then again, you get every single thing that comes with updates, and everything is getting updated constantly. Okay. And I think that's it. So again, I have had a ton of questions that have been coming through. I understand that it's right after the holidays, and so I understand that a lot of people have been busy. I'm sending this out to you guys though. Let me see, let me put this right here. I am going to be sending this out to you guys in just a minute so that you guys can have the playback. And excuse me, sorry. And so that you guys can have the playback. I am going to be sending you guys links to all of the courses that we have. And let's get it. Like I said, it's, you know, when I think of 2020, I think of a new year. You know, again, people are talking about perfecting their vision, right? You want to perfect your vision. You want to perfect, you know, like you have this 2020 vision. Well, you want to perfect your vision for your new life, right? Like your new life. You want to level up. You want to do something new. You want to do something different. There is no better time than at the beginning of the year, in my opinion. Like, there is no better time than to say, you know what? I am going to own this year. This is a new decade. I am going to own this decade. I am going to own this year. And I'm going to start right now, today, with taking this step into being an event and wedding planner. I mean, what are we doing, guys? Thank you guys so much for joining. Like I said, I'm going to send out the replay in just a little bit, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay.